Hi everybody, John here back again with the post-match reaction to West Ham 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Now this is the morning after the night before. I don't know where to start really, guys. I really don't. I'm not going to say anything that people haven't said before. I mean, that is basically the lineup. The result sums up my feelings on it. Yeah. Okay. Let's start off with. Okay. All right. I do know where to start. I'll start off with the lineup. Right. The lineup is pretty much everything that we wanted. As fans in general, it is everything that we wanted as supporters, right? We had Joe Hart in goal, we had Masuaku at left back, Zabaleta at right back, Reed and Fonte at centre back. We had Kouyaté and Obiang as the two holding midfielders. We had Antonio out on the right, Arnautovic out on the left, Lanzini in the middle, and Hernandez up front. Right, subs were Adrian, Creswell, Noble, Ayew, Ogbonna, Byram and Fernandez. Now, this is the perfect team sheet to beat the living daylights out of Brighton. But it didn't happen. They kicked us to fuck. Big time. Chris Hughton, ex-West Ham boy, right, got his tactics absolutely spot on. Came here for the point. They had 10 men sitting behind the ball the entire game. We couldn't break them down. We couldn't do anything. Right? My voice is still a little bit croaky because I was screaming a lot last night, like everybody else was. Excuse me. So, as I say, the only decent players that were out there last night for the majority of the game was Zabaleta. Hernandez, he worked his socks off, but it was just the balls to him were ridiculous. Excuse me, and Antonio. Now, Antonio slipped a little bit in the last 10-15 minutes, but that's understandable. He's still not fit. The training regime at the club is pathetic, right? As other people have more than likely pointed out on all versions of social media, Facebook, Twitter, this, blah, blah, blah. The first season, everyone was criticising that the training regime was too intense. We had a blinding season that season. The last 2 seasons, we've looked unfit, including this season so far, and the 9 games in we've had, plus the cup game. We've looked unfit, we've not looked bothered. I love Bilic. I did say to my mates at the game last night that he's lost the game. He's lost it in general. He's clearly lost the players. He's lost the fans. The first goal that we conceded 10 minutes in from Glenn fucking Murray. Can't even cut it at Palace, and he was down in the Championship with Brighton. And fair play to Brighton, they played ridiculously well. As I say, they had all the boys behind the ball. It was a Sam Allardyce-esque tactics. They played well. Their second goal, God, it was painful to watch, but really well done. Really good interplay. Joe Hart had his hand on the ball, but couldn't keep it out. As my mate Steve pointed out last night, Joe Hart has now conceded more goals than Adrian did the entire season, and we're only last season, and we're only 9 games in so far. There is a massive argument that is mostly to do with the defence. The defence is shit. I'm sorry, but we couldn't keep Brighton as well as they played. We couldn't keep Brighton out. I'm shit scared for the next home game against Liverpool. Right, because we've got the cup game against Spurs on Wednesday. there is a good chance that they're going to put their second string out, Spurs, because they're obviously playing they're playing Liverpool this afternoon, and they got a big game in the Champions League. So they're not really gonna put out a very heavy side, but they're still gonna turn us over, I think. Yeah, I could be wrong. We could go out there, absolutely smash them. Both teams aren't playing well in terms of the big pitches. Spurs are getting better, but they're infinitely better than we are. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, but they left us in the wake. But anyway, I'll come back to the game. We looked terrible. Nobody looked bothered. I understand. Okay, so as I say, 2-0 down at half time. Massive boos around pretty much the entire stadium, and quite rightly so, to be honest. I mean, guys, you know my thoughts on booing. I don't agree with it in any shape or form. I never have done, and I never will. But it was completely justified last night, and I do mean completely justified. Well, that's fine. So yeah. At the end of the day, 2-0 down against Brighton. This is the team. All right, on paper, yeah, we should have absolutely smashed them 2-0, but they smashed us 2-0 by half time. We were dominating the game. Excuse me, just weren't creating the chances. A lot of clueless at the shape. I don't know what shape was trying to happen, because after the first goal was conceded, for some random reason, Kouyaté was pushed up to mid. Almost to be an attacking midfielder. I did say to one of my mates at work yesterday that Kouyaté is more, one of the days in the preceding week, that Kouyaté is like a midfielder, attacking midfielder. He's brilliant up on the ball, but he's not all that brilliant sitting back. But yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I just really don't understand how bad we've been. It is literally. I mean, when the goal came, when we conceded the first goal, I could see it coming. Free kick. There was no need for the free kick in the first place. Atkinson. Some of the challenges were just completely going by him. I'm not saying that's the reason for why we lost the game. It's not in any shape or form. But again, shitty decisions against us. But yeah, I could see the first goal coming in. Really see it and it's just poor. As I say, I'm not going to go into too much detail because everybody else has. To be honest, this is my reaction to it. I'm trying to keep this as polite as possible, which is one of the reasons why I've done it this morning rather than getting in when I got home last night. Because the video would have been completely different if I'd have done it last night. Trying to see the positives out of it. There's not. Zabaleta and Hernandez and Antonio. That's it. That is all it was. The rest of them, Joe Hart. I don't know. He tried for the second goal. He got a hand on it, but it was just too good. It was too good of a ball. I don't rate him over Adrian. I did say at the start of the season, give him a chance, see how he gets on. He doesn't command the back four anymore. Don't hear him shouting. He's pissed off. Everyone else is pissed off. These cunts, right, are out getting fucking, what was it, an average of 60-70 grand a week. We put us hard-working people, I ain't saying working class because that's detrimental. Us hard-working people from all walks of life. Yeah, we've got people like me that work in offices. You've got people, that go out and make deliveries. You've got postmen. You got all sorts of people that are there, putting their hard-earned money into going to see the game, looking forward to it. I wasn't looking forward to it last night because I knew we were going to get this shit. I said to a mate to the game last night, and I said to the same mate at work. Worst game of the season for me so far was Swansea. Last night preceded that. We were shit against Swansea, but we bumbled in that goal in the last 9 minutes. And as you guys will know from my reaction on it, we were terrible last night. I mean, the scoreline says it all. You know, there was no consistency. There was no thought thinking. Winston Reid, I love him. He's a great defender. You know, he did his best. He wasn't brilliant, but he did his best. He's not a captain. He's not captain material in any shape or form. Yeah, I love him the best, as I said, but he wasn't there. He wasn't there to pick people up, saying, "Come on, guys, just sort it out." He just tried to do it himself. That's not a captain. I agree with a lot of people that are talking about the last week or so that Zabaleta should be made captain when Noble's not on the pitch, because Zabaleta, his work rate, he's trying to pick people up. He wasn't doing that a lot last night, but it was working. He was working his arse off last night. I said to the guys, this is a Noble game. It was a Carroll game. It was a Noble game. We were hoofing balls in down at Hernandez. He's 5'9" or 10, whatever he is. He's fucking tiny, and we're lobbing balls down to him like he can jump like Carroll. It's ridiculous. So anyway, half time comes. Half time comes and there's a substitution. Now, this substitution has come under a lot of criticism, and to be honest, I see the argument there. I agree. I understand why Bilic did it, but I see why everyone was asking why this arguing that this should never have happened. He took Kouyaté off and brought on Ayew, who didn't do much, to be honest. But again, because everybody was behind the ball, Brighton defended superbly. Gave us a fucking masterclass to a degree on how to defend. Personally, I would have taken Kouyaté off and brought Noble on, because we needed somebody in the midfield like Noble to take the game by the scruff of the neck. Didn't happen. After the second goal, halfway through the second half, I should say, Arnautovic was substituted off and Fernandez came on. This was met by a chorus of boos. Now, as we know, over the last few weeks, when a boo is made when a substitution is made, it's usually because we don't agree with the substitution. Personally, I don't think it was in this instance. It was a boo because Arnautovic is dog shit. I do not get how we spent 24 million quid on that prick. He's letting the club down. He's letting himself down. He's let his agent down with his performances. You know, he's been awful. I really, really wanted to love him. I really thought, great, you know, saw him in pre-season, thought, great, this is the winger that we need. We've got some pace, we've got someone who's going to work hard. And to be fair, he did. The first couple of games, he was tracking back, he was defending, he was moving about with the ball. Last few weeks, he's been doing absolutely fuck all. I just don't get it. Masuaku played well, but the stupid thing is that Zabaleta, I don't know what caused the penalty. Apparently it was Zabaleta. I couldn't see it from my side. All I saw, I think he lost his mind a little bit. We got a penalty, and Glenn Murray steps up. He's got his brace. It's 3-0. Guys, I just don't know. I just don't know what to say anymore on this. I really, really don't. It's painful. It's been painful to watch. I just don't get it. I really don't understand what's going on. I hate to use this term, but there is something incringently wrong with the DNA of this club. You know, there's a curse around. There has to be a curse around this club. The football's no better than Allardyce. Football's no better than Zola. Football's no better than Kerbishley. Football's no better than Pardew. You know, we've been seeing this style of football for the last 12, 13 years, give or take. Probably longer than that. You know, it's poor. And what worries me is, as much as I love Bilic, And as much as I think he's lost the players, he's lost the season, he's lost the confidence of the board, I will be very, very surprised if they sack him. I won't be surprised to see him leave because he's going to go at the end of the season, and that's the problem. The reason why he said he's not worried about his future, but he's realistic, is because he's been told, as David Sullivan apparently said before the game at Sky Sports, that no matter what happens, Bilic is going to be the manager. So he's been told that under the same way of Allardyce, albeit a lot earlier than Allardyce, that he's leaving at the end of the season and he's not going beforehand because they're too fucking tight to sack him now. Give him his compo, get somebody else in. With the league game coming up, League Cup game against Spurs coming up, I can understand to a degree why they're not going to sack him before then. If we lose to that, we lose to Liverpool and Spurs, and Palace, because we've got Palace away in the next league game, and then we've got Liverpool at home on the 4th. If we lose the next 3 games, then I do honestly think that if they don't sack him, then there is going to be outcry, and I mean serious outcry, not just fucking about going, all right, let's do something on Twitter, you know, let's do a protest. I honestly think there's going to be absolute uproar. There was also apparently a fight in the director's box as well. Because from what I understand, from what I'm gathering from the limited information that's available about it, is that probably somebody broke through to him and went for the 2 Davids. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'll probably talk about that more tomorrow in my weekly thoughts video. So yeah. Anyway, guys, this is my rant over. Thank you very much for watching. As I say, it's a lot more polite than it would have been 8 hours ago, 10 hours ago. But as I say, thank you very much for your time, guys. If you like what I'm doing, please subscribe. But if you don't, I don't give a fuck at the moment. But yeah, just enjoy yourselves, enjoy your weekend. As I say, my weekly musings video, weekly thoughts video will be going up tomorrow. So it'll be done tomorrow and going up tomorrow. So just relax, guys. All my West Ham supporters that are watching this, please relax. You know, there's nothing we can do about it. We knew this is coming. Just chill. And I will see you later. You take care now. Speak to you. All the best. And come on, you Irons. Still got faith in you.